Omicron continues to wreak havoc across the sports world. The National Hockey League has decided not to send its players to compete in the men's ice hockey tournament at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, according to ESPN Tuesday, over concerns of the highly transmissible COVID-19 variant. The move is a reversal from last September, when the league said it would pause its regular season so that the world's top players could compete in Beijing. But there was a caveat. The league would withdraw if COVID-19 disruptions forced games to be rescheduled during the Olympics window. That scenario has begun looking increasingly likely in recent days, with the NHL being forced to postpone 50 games in Canada and the United States after a growing number of players entered COVID-19 protocols, while Omicron tore through professional leagues with fully vaccinated players testing positive. The NHL had until January 10th to withdraw from February's Olympics without financial penalty. Countries will now have to quickly put a Plan B in place. For Canada and the U.S., which would have sent teams stocked completely with NHL players, that will mean a top-to-bottom overhaul cobbling together a roster from other leagues.
That's why you should still remain vigilant.
U.S. President Joe Biden on Tuesday rolled out a series of new measures to battle the Omicron variant as millions of Americans prepare to gather with loved ones.
And I know some Americans are wondering if you can safely celebrate the holidays with your family and friends. The answer is yes, you can. If you and those you celebrate with are vaccinated, particularly if you've gotten your booster shot.
But he struck a dire tone when speaking to the 1 in 4 American adults who are not fully vaccinated, calling it their patriotic duty to get their shots.
It's your choice. Your choice is not just a choice about you. It affects other people. You're putting other people at risk. Your loved ones, your friends, neighbors, strangers you run into. And your choice can be the difference between life or death.
To bolster the fight against Omicron, Biden announced the opening of more federal vaccination and testing sites and said some 500 million at-home rapid tests will be available to Americans for free starting in January. He also said that some 1,000 military medical doctors, nurses, and medics have been deployed to support hospitals already being overwhelmed by COVID-19 patients in some areas. Biden added that Omicron is so contagious that it will infect vaccinated Americans, but that they will be far less likely to become seriously ill. He even noted that former President Donald Trump had gotten a booster shot.
It may be one of the few things he and I agree on.
And called out social media companies and TV networks for, quote, peddling lies and allowing misinformation that can kill their own customers.
It's wrong. It's immoral.
According to a Reuters tally, new COVID-19 cases are up 72% since the start of December.
Stocks on Wall Street rebounded sharply Tuesday from Monday's sell-off. Strong earnings from Nike and Micron lifted investor sentiment, and gains in tech titans and travel-related stocks drove the indexes higher. Vespula Capital CEO Jeff Tomasulo said the recent market setback paved the way for opportunists to go shopping for stocks.
When things start to sell off the way they have, there comes a point where obviously there's going to be some opportunities, right? And we had some news come out today of how Joe Biden and the president's going to handle how, this new variant and what we're going to do with testing and lockdowns and everything else. And I think that helped.
The Dow tacked on 560 points. The S&P 500 gained 1.75%. The Nasdaq shot up nearly 2.5%. Positive reports from Nike and Micron Technology helped allay investor concerns about supply chain constraints in an inflationary environment. Shares of Nike jumped. The athletic apparel maker's quarterly profit crushed Wall Street's estimates. The company said it's more confident that supply chain issues stemming from factory closures will ease in its next fiscal year. Micron rose by even more, leading the advance among chip makers. It issued a bullish earnings outlook and said it expects the chip shortage to ease next year.
Israel is set to offer a fourth dose of the COVID-19 vaccine to people older than 60. A health ministry expert panel recommended the fourth shot on Tuesday, which was swiftly welcomed by Prime Minister Naftali Bennett as, quote, great news that will help us overcome the Omicron wave that is spreading around the world. Israel's announcement comes after the country confirmed its first known death from the Omicron variant. A medical center in Beersheba said the man in his 60s died on Monday, 2 weeks after he was admitted to the COVID ward. He also suffered from a number of pre-existing conditions. On Tuesday, the health ministry said that there were at least 340 known cases of Omicron. The government expanded travel bans this week to include the United States, Germany, Italy, Turkey, and Canada to try to curb the spread of the virus. Bennett's office said it had also encouraged remote work by reducing office attendance to 50% for public sector employees. Meanwhile, Defense Minister Benny Gantz ordered the military's Homefront Command to prepare for the eventuality of 5,000 new cases per day, according to his office.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The honorable member. Aye. All against say no. I think the ayes have it. You are not entitled to an original vote. As the person presiding, it will be contrary to the practices, conventions of Parliament.